So this is my review of Socialism by Ludwig von Mises. Now, I don't actually have this book because I read it for free from, the Mises Institute. Like, they have a whole bunch of great PDFs you should 100% read if you're interested or if you like my channel. They're someone who I'd really recommend. And honestly, this was a pretty good book. And it's funny, like, I'm reading another book I'm going to review next that's more boring than this one. And in theory, this book about socialism should be far less interesting than that book. But, yeah, so, like, this book is actually pretty interesting. Like, you learn about all the different versions of socialism, like communism, Nazism, fascism. You learn about, like, dictators, Stalin, Hitler, Mussolini. So you learn about all this, like, all this important things. So it's still relevant. Like, it's not outdated at all, because I feel like the socialists, they haven't, really changed their tactics. Like, the arguments they use, like, he refutes them. Like, the stuff that, Richard Wolff is putting out there. If you want to read this book, you could refute him with this book. That's how good this book is. However, the most important things in this book can be summed up in essays that Ludwig von Mises and others have already written. So, it's just not a book that I would, recommend for someone who's new to this. Like, if this is your first economics book, this is way too much. It's, way too complicated. So I would start off with, Economic Calculation in the Socialist Commonwealth. That's a good essay you should read. You should read that. And then if you care more, then you could read this. But for most people, it doesn't necessarily make sense to read this. So, yeah. Also, this book is nowhere, I wouldn't say, is as interesting as Human Action. So it's a little bit duller than that. It has some places where it's a little boring. But overall, yeah, I thought this was a good book. It kind of blew my mind a little bit, too. And I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. So, yeah, I recommend this book, but it's definitely not for everybody. But if you're someone who, I guess, is more initiated, like, you're not just discovering my channel and these ideas for, the first time, then you should definitely read this book. But other than that, if you're an more average person, then, yeah, this is not for you.